Welcome back to Explore with J and J.
I'm Jay, and this is Jen. If you're new here, welcome. And for everybody that's returning, thank you for joining us again.
All right, so today we are doing a bit of a more creative exploration. We are visiting the National Gallery of Jamaica. Purr, 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 purr. All right, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And thanks for tuning in with us.
Yeah, appreciate you guys so much. Right, so today, as Janelle said, was National Art Gallery of Jamaica, and it's a pretty cool experience. It's a bit nice, relaxing, a different way to, just taking all the art. So we thought that it would be a nice little date thing to go on for us.
Yeah, something different.
Nice. Something a little bit different. So if you're planning to go there, this is just like our rundown of what we think of everything, the whole experience, right? So the National Art Gallery is located at 12 Ocean Boulevard, Block C in Kingston. Now, they're closed on Mondays and on public holidays, and they're open Tuesdays to Thursdays at 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And then Friday to Sunday, it's 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So last Sundays are free. So for adults, there's still a charge. So every other day, you have adults for $400 to enter, senior citizens $200 to enter, and then children and students with ID free.
Yeah.
And also, so if you want to take it up a little notch, if you just don't want to just walk in and just soak up the art, you can call and register for guided tours. So regular tours, it's going to be $3,000, and then for school groups, it's $2,000.
Right. So our first impressions going to the gallery. Well, I think this was kind of the first time for me. Was it the first time for you as well?
I don't think so, but it was like a long time ago I went.
I think I had just passed through like a small section for a different
purpose.
Right. But I didn't actually go and do the full tour of the gallery. But it was quite breathtaking. So arriving, you're at downtown Kingston at the waterfront. So you're going to feel the sea breeze.
A whole lot of breeze. And point of information, ladies, if you're going on there, especially if you know it's going to be windy,
avoid
flowy
dresses and flowy skirts, especially if they're a little shorter.
Right.
I did not think that through, as you can clearly see, but it wasn't that bad. It was a bit windy, but it wasn't that bad. But entering the art gallery, there is a statue of Bob Marley. So for all the lovers of Bob's reggae music, I know you're definitely going to enjoy seeing him at the front of the gallery. And then when you enter, there is a person at the reception desk or area, which will provide you with any information that you need to do your tour of the gallery. And then he would also collect any bags, if you have any bags that you'd like to leave there.
Right. So in like big bags, you're not allowed to bring bags into the space. Right. So once you're entered and, you're in there just before you're heading though, for all the persons, if you have professional photography cameras or video cameras, you have to get
photography.
Yeah, no flash photography. So you can walk with a professional camera, but no flash photography. But strictly no videography in the sense of professional equipment. So with your phones, probably a quick vid here or there. But yeah, that's that in terms of professional photography. So once you're signed in, you drop off your bags, you're on your inside, then the niceness starts. So you walk in, you're going to walk through these small doors, and you're going to be on the ground floor. So the ground floor usually has different feature exhibits. So once you walk in, you can determine if you want to start by just immediately going left, or you want to, it's your space to explore. That's a part of it.
Angle you want to
whichever angle you want to start from. You want to start from upstairs, that sort of thing. But everything is divided into different sections. So you have like a videography showcase. In one section, you have photography, then you have like sculpture work in a room, that sort of thing. And then you have like historical facts that are, I found the historical stuff to be upstairs. So when I say historical stuff, like from the colonial past, slave trade, that sort of thing, were featured on the upstairs. So
well, just to clarify, you do get those pockets of history, Jamaican history,
sprinkled throughout.
Sprinkled throughout, but specifically more of our connection to slavery and colonialism. There was an exhibit upstairs that had a lot of those pieces being featured. So the gallery itself does give you a very good insight into Jamaican culture, Caribbean culture, history, and I really love the different audiovisual exhibits that they had as well, because you're not only looking at photos, sculptures, and things like that. There are different rooms that are playing short films that were done by Jamaicans and Caribbean nationals that highlighted the different parts of our culture. And it gave us different perspectives into the artist's frame of mind, maybe their past, maybe their upbringing. It did give us a lot of insight into that realm. So it was quite different, not the typical dates, but it was quite insightful.
Right.
So it's like you had to really slow down, think,
and
connect with the pieces. A lot of pieces were very interesting where it's like you never imagined something from that perspective. So it was pretty unique. Yeah,
and that's true. And just to note as well, you're not allowed to physically touch any of the pieces. So you really just have to admire it from a distance.
Well, you can get up close. It's just that you can't touch.
But you can't touch, touch and, some of you get handsy. But you just can't touch.
Yeah. So yes, generally it was very interesting, very insightful. If you're looking for just something different to do, especially if you're going to be in the waterfront, downtown area, just something quiet and different and deep that you can do.
Trust me, guys, some of the art had me like, yo, what?
Like you're trying to interpret it, wondering.
So you have like twist and
is
turn.
Up? Is it down?
Is it a thing? Is it a person? So it's quite an interactive and deep experience.
Right. And as you know, with art, it has a lot to do with your interpretation as well, because not all the pieces will be clear, and that's with intention. I believe some of the pieces the artist wanted you to discover it in your own way, interpret it in your own way. So you will get a lot of opportunity to do that.
Right. So for me, some of my key pieces were the photography pieces, of course. I enjoyed those pieces. They were really nice. I don't remember the artist's name right now, but I'll definitely put up the artwork.
Right.
And one thing that I really loved was the bookshelf that they had with. So what they did is that they cut slabs, like slabs of different woods. So like cherry, oak, bloomer, or cedar, and then they like label it like on a bookshelf.
They fashioned it to look like books on a bookshelf. Yeah. But when you look up close, it's actually pieces of wood.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't know until you actually go up close and you're looking, why is that book called cedar? Why is that book called juniper and bloomer and all of that?
So those are some of my favorite pieces.
Right. I really enjoyed the photography as well, because it gave me like an insight as to what Jamaican culture and landscape and people was like before. So a lot of the photos were taken, I believe, after independence.
During the apprenticeship period.
After independence, post-colonialism, and just seeing the houses and the people, how we were as a people in that period of time. And the fashion, of course. So that was pretty interesting. And I also did love, as I mentioned earlier, the audiovisual displays that were there. I really liked the fact that they gave you different fields.
Mm-hmm.
So as I mentioned, it wasn't just looking at art pieces. You actually got to sit down and watch some of the short videos, which I believe helps to maintain your interest throughout the whole gallery.
Pieces. So yeah, they were quite cool. So one of the things that they had though that was really nice. So usually they have like an exhibit or exhibition. Right. Thank you very much.
Special exhibitions that are featured during different times.
What she said.
Right.
So what we had for this period, it was the International Reggae Poster Competition. So it was quite an interesting view to see how persons were interpreting our art. And it was, some of them from me were really nice, but majority of them were really cool. So there were pieces from China, pieces from
so different
countries,
different artists or designers from around the world would have submitted their posters to the International Reggae Poster Contest.
So it was really cool.
A lot of those pieces, 100 of those pieces were featured.
Yeah, so that was like the entire top floor.
So that exhibit was specifically called the 30th Art of Reggae Exhibition. Yeah.
So that was good.
So one thing to also note, you can also check out their social media and their website to know when they're having these special exhibitions and if they have any interest in upcoming events that you would like to take part of. You can definitely follow their socials and check out their websites to keep abreast of what's going on, so you can time your visit based on your interests.
But as I said, guys, it's a nice way to relax on a Sunday
to do
evening,
something different.
Right.
They also had a gift shop there. So especially if you are visiting the country and you perhaps want to take bits and pieces of souvenir and art piece, they do have a gift shop to cater for your needs.
But we couldn't go because it was closed.
Well, unfortunately, when we were there, it was closed. But
yeah, so it was closed. Well, yes, it was closed. I was just trying to remember. Yeah, it was closed. But if you get hungry as well and you're in the area, there are quite a few shops like in very close proximity as well.
Yeah, there are a lot of things to do nearby.
Yeah, so you have our hotel in terms of eating though. So you have our hotel, Devon House,
and other restaurants.
Yeah, the restaurants around the area. And then you can sit by the waterfront as well and enjoy that sea breeze.
Yeah, which is what we did. We did enjoy the sunset at the waterfront. It's a pretty nice experience.
Nice. And it was windy, so it was cool.
Right. Plus we went in the evening, which is a plus.
It's a plus.
So it was much cooler, but quite relaxing. Just being in that space where you kind of had to quiet down, be one with yourself, be one with the art, and then spend the rest of the afternoon reflecting by the seaside. It was quite a relaxing experience.
It definitely was. So separate and apart from the National Art Gallery, you have the Kingston Creative Artwork nearby, which are like different murals that you can just walk. Some of them are interactive, by the way, so you can scan your phone, to interact with the different murals. So we thought we could go and look at it.
You can go. Just be strategic about it. So Kingston Creatives does tours.
They do tours, yeah.
Right. So you can check out their pages and websites for more on that. But generally, you can just go on a random day and take a look on the murals.
Yeah.
Which is what we thought we were going to do.
But it was in the evening and
the road was quiet and
it was very lonely. Yeah.
So for our own safety.
For our safety and for my safety and the safety of Janelle, I took the decision that we're not stay here. So,
okay.
Right. So
next time we will actually go and do a full tour of the space, and we'll bring you along for that, of course.
Yeah, sure. So final thoughts. Still an awesome experience. I think it's a wonderful experience that doesn't break the bank.
Right.
You get to experience not just the art gallery itself, but everything around the art gallery, just sitting on the waterfront, eating some ice cream, that sort of thing. I think that is a whole experience in and of itself, right? So for me, give it a 9 out of 10.
All right. So I would give it a 9 out of 10 as well. My experience was generally pretty good at the gallery. And I believe that no one trip will allow you to experience it in its entirety. Right. So there's some pieces that maybe when we go again, we will get a different perspective and a different understanding into some of the pieces because it is a lot.
To take.
There are a lot of different sections.
Right.
There are a lot of different exhibitions. So to really let everything soak in,
right,
I would recommend more than one visit.
And also, give yourself about 2 hours or 2.5 hours to tour the entire facility. So that way you can sit with the art a little more and like taking what the artist's
so you don't have to rush the experience.
Yeah, so we kind of had to like rush.
No, we didn't.
Yes, somewhat. I wanted to sit somewhere.
You wanted to sit somewhere?
Yeah.
I think it's because we went so close to closing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I went to closing time. So it's like we had to just like jump. For me, I just never knew it was that big. That was the thing.
Inside, once you get in, you'd be surprised at the amount of
rooms that they have. And then it's like in the room, and then you have like another room in that room.
Another corridor.
Yeah, give yourself enough time. So they close at 4 for most days. So just like, I'll say, go like from 1. So you have enough time in case you want to sit with one thing.
All right, so let us know if you've been to the National Gallery of Jamaica before. And if you have not, are you planning to visit now? And of course, and until next time, keep exploring. Bye.
Bye, guys. Don't remember to subscribe and share with a friend.
Comment.
And like the video. Yeah? Love you guys. Peace out.
Wow. Come sit down. Want some glass?